Better Ballots, let me just tell you a few things quickly about it. It was birthed by the Emerging Leaders Network, which is a project of the Toronto City Summit Alliance. It's a multi-partisan organization. We have people involved from all of the provincial and federal parties, and also those like me who don't really like any of the parties and just like politics. So we are highlighting 8 candidates who were chosen by a combination of media polls and our own online poll we hosted on our website. And the remaining 18 candidates, 20 candidates, have been invited to give a 1-minute speech, which will be peppered throughout the night so they can introduce themselves, so you can see their face, hear about them, and you can become aware of the fact that there are indeed 28 people running for mayor who all deserve to be heard. And let's have a round of applause for all 28.
We're going to start off with 1 minute, closely timed, because we're going to talk about that in a second. Opening statements from each candidate.
When your time is up, I'm going to ring the bell. Please don't make me ring the bell more than once.
City Hall needs to be set on a new direction. I have the vision, integrity, and tenacity it takes to achieve this.
So I'm firmly on the record as one that does believe in the necessity of finding ways to continue to reform the way that we go about democracy.
We need a fresh perspective. We need practical change. That's what tonight is really about. That's why I'm running for mayor. Thank you.
Better ballots really does mean giving everyone an opportunity.
We have 22 MPs, 22 MPPs, and 22 school trustees. We only need 22 municipal councillors.
Yesterday, I released a plan to extend municipal voting rights to all permanent residents in Toronto.
Tonight I celebrate an anniversary. It was exactly 4 months and 2 hours ago that I stood up for our national standard and before friends and family, new friends and interested stakeholders, to launch my campaign for the office of the mayor of City of Toronto. And yes, it was in this very debate room at this most historic of institutions. On that occasion, those gathered before me were thirsty for difference, inspiration, a way forward, and hope. Some were tired and defeated, dumbfounded by the logic of our city politics that seemingly justify greater taxation in the worst economic climate we have experienced in some time. They were troubled by growing commitments to new expenditure items when restraint was called for. They reasonably foresaw that the city will come knocking, asking for greater contributions to fund their own ostentations. They lamented the absence of leadership on critical issues facing our city. Yeah, joblessness, homelessness, poverty, transportation, road safety for all its users, crime, prejudice, and exclusion. I could only share your pain and do so much as to offer myself up as an alternative. With that said,
Thank you.
wait, hold on. With that said,
Closing statement. You can.
May I extend a welcome to all those gathered, to my fellow candidates, and all concerned. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Keith. I was not invited here tonight. I won an online poll with Rocco, and I'm not bitter about this. I've been often uninvited or not invited to events, but I'm very, very happy to be here tonight, and I want to thank everybody who did vote for me on the Better Ballots online poll. I appreciate it very, very much. This just shows that there is change in 2010 in the City of Toronto and change for the future. So I think when you look at what Better Ballots has done, the 8 of us up here, it's a small step towards diversity. We always talk about diversity in Toronto and in Canada, and I know that this 8 of us is a very, very small snapshot, but things are changing. And that's an amazing thing, and I want to thank Better Ballots for that, and everybody who voted, and everybody who's here. And also, about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, I was at this dinner party, and this woman told me that City Hall doesn't want lunatics and poor people in City Hall. So, you know what? That experiment failed. Thank you very much.
Relax, take a deep breath, this will be fun. I may be the oldest candidate, I'm 71, and as I look over the decades, I see that not much has changed. The same problems continue to persist. The poverty, the homelessness, the crime, the pollution, etc., etc. Why? So I wrote a little poem that I think might illustrate this. If you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you got before. You can't expect any more. Too much to ignore. If you're driving down the road in the same direction you are liable to end up where you're heading to. You know it's true. What else can you do? You gotta give yourself a break, turn yourself around, take another point of view. You gotta do what it takes, see what else can be found. It's really up to you. Because if you go and plant corn and expect to get squash and harvest, you'll be somewhat confused. This is circular self-abuse, and no one here is amused. You know, Einstein said the thinking that created the problem is not the thinking that's going to get us out of this problem. What will get us out is new ways of thinking, new ways of being. I hereby proclaim Toronto as the city of the new mind, and that's what it is.
Good evening, my name is Colin McGee, and I'd like to thank Better Ballots for affording me the opportunity to discuss two voting reform issues that are a necessity for the city: online voting and voting privileges for permanent residents. My dad moved to Toronto from Belfast in the 1950s. Like so many immigrants before him, and too many since. He struggled with low-paying jobs, living in whatever affordable housing he could call a home. This, incredibly, is still happening. We must find a way to extend open up the process to our new neighbors. By extending voting privileges to permanent residents, we can establish a culture of involvement for future generations. Online voting is the future. This is the best way to increase voter turnout. The younger generation are no longer passive and analog. They are digital and interactive. We must hit them where they live, online. There seems to be a disconnect between voter turnout and voter apathy. It's not that people don't care, they just don't vote. We have to find a way to bridge that gap. Thank you.
This election is not about being left or being right. It is about those who are left behind and those who are right behind them. A week is a long time in politics. A week ago, I withdrew my nomination for Toronto City Council in Ward 19 and filed my nomination for mayor. 1 week from tonight, on Tuesday evening, June 8th, at 662 Broadview Avenue, it's a very important address in Toronto's history, I will formally speak about my candidacy and why Toronto needs now, more than ever, a People's Mayor Syed. If you want the next 4 years to sound and look like the past 5 months, elect one of my opponents. However, if you believe we as Torontonians belong here and deserve better, come out to my inaugural address next week and discover why and how you are all invited. One last line. We sent enough cowboys to City Hall. Now it's time for an Indian. Thank you.
Also, I'm going to donate millions of dollars to the cities all over the nations, even Toronto here. If you want to go to my website, it's a new sports team that I'm going to be putting into the city. So the city owns the sports team. It's not like an ordinary, so somebody else can make money. Also, in another city, this is big. The $60 driver's license fees gone, the plastic plus bank fees gone. Also, price paid, what you see, the price tag is what you pay. You don't pay tax on that. Also, anything that $85 will, for fast foods, you don't have to pay tax on that either. It's for the poor, it's for the people that are paying. I'll go over all PC, and all the best. Please check out the website. God bless. Take care.